Hi there. I just started the camera. Oh, this fellow. Oh, he just wants to tell you something. I'm not sure what. I don't speak Crowish. Anyway, guys. You gonna stop now or what? Sorry. So, I don't know. I really like crows. But he complains, do you hear him? Anyway. That wasn't planned, certainly. Well, anyway. I've something different on my mind today. Well, I really can't believe it. I haven't spoken about soccer, or how we call it here, football. So I can't really believe it. So because well, the channel is on for a while and no word about football. Well, of course. If there's one thing about sports in Germany you want to know, then football really rules. So that's the one thing that really counts here, football. So it's all about football. Yeah. When it comes to sports, I think football in Germany is number one. So they call that King Football, König Fußball in German. So that's King Football, they call it. And after that, there's nothing for a while, and then all the other things. So that's not true when it comes to the athletes. I don't know, being successful in international sports or whatever. So there's a lot of different sport here, of course. So, but when it comes to public opinion or what really counts, whether money is in, I don't know, all those things. So then we're talking about football. Football is a big deal here. So, and I want to be careful talking about football. Well, you know, football is some kind of religion. So could even be dangerous talking about football too critical. So for all of you out there who really love football, I really like football. So okay, and I won't talk about tobacco, of course. Oh no, I think the crow really hit my concept. I'm not sure I really had a concept. Okay, I want to talk about the tobacco. I promised in my last video I'm going to talk about the Peterson that's coming up. I have it with me here. But my pipe's still empty, so I'm going to pack that. And during I pack that, I want to show you some footage. So I want to show you, by the way, so I'm at the Weserstadion, that's how we call it here, and that's right behind me. So Bremen has quite a history when it comes to football. So we got a team, a football team, of course, Werder Bremen. It's called Werder Bremen. And overall, you can say they're pretty successful. They have been pretty successful if you look at it objectively. So I know we always complain about the team. They haven't been so successful during the last few years, but well, at least they stayed in the first league. So we have different leagues here in Germany, but So the highest league, they stayed in the highest league for, I don't know, there was just an exception for 1 or 2 years, but after the Second World War until now, so they always been playing first league for, except, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, and they won the German championship, I think 4 times, and different other stuff, so they're not too shabby, you can say that. They're actually pretty good. Well, during the last years they had some difficulties staying in the league. I don't want to talk about the specifics. What's more interesting for me is what does it mean for a city like Bremen having a football match here in town? What is going on during the day and so on. So football, well, that changed a lot during the last few years. It changed a lot. Yeah. So in the old days, football, that was, I don't know. That was, I don't know, men, mainly working class, joining the games and companion of each other, perhaps bringing the sons or whatever. So, and well, there you are again, fellow. But today that changed a lot. So there's some kind of lifestyle football. Football has become some kind of lifestyle, and today it's about families going to the football games on a weekend. And so in the old days at the university, no one would ever have confessed that he likes to see a football game. That was more about opera, joining the opera and so on. Well, that completely changed. So many colleagues, they join the football games and they enjoy that. And so football changed a lot. So when it comes to the audience, but especially when it comes to the teams and so on. So that's all about money today. That's really industry. So that is football industry. So today there's a lot of money and millions and millions. Well, I guess that's just how it is. So it's the same with, I think, so many different aspects of life. So many things that had been fun in the old days, just for fun or amateur or whatever, and that is professional today, and that means a lot of money. So, and with that, there comes a lot. So sometimes a lot of issues, and they come with that. So on one hand, it's really enjoyable. So for many families, joining them, many fans, they like to come together in the evening, pubs and so on, having drinks and join a football match and so on, enjoying that. But they're also what they call critical games, so critical matches. So and this is high risk matches. That especially comes when the teams, when they're really rivals, and this is not only about sports, I think. So, for example, when Hamburg is here in town, in Bremen, that would be a high-risk match. So, well, not for the team itself, but for the city and everything around, because both sides, they have some rather, how do I put that? Some rather complicated fans. I don't want to say criminals, but they're hard to handle, let's say that, for the police especially. And I did some footage, so because, well, it's perhaps hard to imagine for you how that goes on a day in Bremen when the fans arrive. So the day normally starts very early, and fans come on a central station, so in the center of town. So, and they arrive there, and then they're guarded by the police, transported with buses right to the stadium. So, and that's a good reason for that. I'm gonna show you the footage, pack up my pipe, and I'm back again, and then I'm gonna talk about the Peterson tobacco. So, Stay tuned. You might be wondering about this extra service, so police guarding these vans directly from the stations or from the railway station to the stadium. But the reason is these vans, they are so dangerous. The bus is not allowed to stop. The bus has to keep going. So otherwise, if the bus stops, there's a danger that they breaking out of the bus and making riots in the city. So yeah, that's what it's all about. So police guarding them to the stadium so that they have their fun in the stadium. And yeah, they're guarding them back then to the railway station, so to get them out of the town. Yeah, that's the way it is. Sorry, can't tell anything else. So it's like that. So bus and bus coming here, all protected by police, all guarded, so that they can't break out of the bus. So, and yeah, just leaving the city in ruins. So there's the next bus coming here. What's going on here? The soccer in town. There's a soccer game today. Oh, that's madness. Yeah. Meanwhile, some ducks arrived. So you see, we got a lot of company here. Yeah, that's how football looks like on a high risk game day. So yeah, that's not always pleasant. Let's say that. Yeah. Anyway, I want to talk about tobacco. The Peterson Special Reserve. So Peterson always comes up with a special reserve every year. And since it is green, I thought that might be something to present here at the stadium and use the opportunity to talk about football. So just show you that. Yeah, green because, well, perhaps you can't know that, but that's the color of the team, of Werder Bremen, of the Bremen team. Green and white. So, that's the Peterson. And, well, if you follow the channel, you might have noticed that I always talk about the Peterson Special Reserve every year, I think so. And it's always an aromatic. But not this year. So, gonna show you that. Very interesting. So you see that's just a paper package. And if you open that, there's the tin inside that. And why do they do that? Well, look at this. No sticker. That's why they do it. So they just put the sticker on the outside and that's it. Oh, probably a good idea, but interesting also. Look at the tin. Well, I don't know. Do you have any idea what's special about that? Well, you look at that. Look, see? There's no sticker. But they left the space for the sticker. Well, I'm not sure that's a good idea. So, if they do all the effort, they could have used the whole front, I don't know, for whatever. Anyway, we don't want to complain about that. It's a nice tin. But, as always, it's not really sealed. It's not vacuumized or something like that. You want to be careful with that. So, but as I already told, it's not an aromatic, and that's very special this year. And it's not only that it's a natural tobacco, it is a roll flake. A roll flake. And if we know, so I don't guess you all know that, so or most of you know that the Peterson tobaccos, they're mainly produced by McBaron. So, especially this one, it's produced by McBaron. And those folks, they really know about flake tobaccos in general and the roll flake stuff in specific. So, there's a lot of good stuff out there. I'll show you the tobacco. So, really nice. You get some. You see this. That's a nice one. Nice looking. I hope I get this done. I'm going to give you another chance. So, yeah. When I heard about that, when I first tried, I thought, well, this tobacco, I couldn't really imagine that they going through all these efforts producing such a complicated tobacco for special reserve. So special reserve, that's once a year. They put out some tins, or let's say some 1,000 tins maybe or whatever. But going through all these efforts just for special reserve that, yeah, normally these special editions, well, you know, they're often fine tobaccos, but normally they just use something they already have under a different name, or they're putting just something together, let's say a course cut or whatever. So, well, something so complicated always unusual to me. So now the thing is, that's a mixture of Virginia and Kentucky. So it's a Virginia Kentucky roll flake. So that's interesting. So because I watched out very carefully into the other Peterson tobaccos now, and especially into the McBaron roll flake tobaccos. I say the Stockton, the Dark Twist, the Clubland, and so on. And I'm really sure, pretty sure. So it's none of those tobaccos. That was my first idea. They just wrapped that up in a new package, and that's it. I sell it for good money or whatever. So that was my idea, but I knew it couldn't be the Stockton, because the Stockton is already, I don't know, 23 euros. 23 euros as a Stockton, so but as a special edition would be far more than. So this tobacco is about 23 euros, I think. So, and I compared that to all the other roll flakes. I'm really sure it's none of the old roll flakes we already know, so it's not the Stockton. So, but my guess is, well, let's wait and see. So, but my guess is they coming up with something new. Sooner or later, we gonna see this tobacco again, perhaps under the original McBaron brand, with a new name or whatever. So I think this we gonna see this tobacco again. I really can't imagine they doing all these efforts for just a special reserve, but well, let's wait for that. So yeah, the tobacco itself, well, this is really good roll flake, natural Virginia Kentucky tobacco. Really good. We wouldn't expect anything less when it comes to McBaron, I think. So they really know their stuff. So the notes you have when you light it up, you have this very typical McBaron feel, the McBaron taste, a little bit honey-like, some sweetness, even some slightly vanilla in the back. Wow, that's the typical McBaron taste. Perhaps if you light it up, it really reminds me in some way of the Stockton. So maybe a little bit Stockton-like, if you know the Stockton tobacco. And after a while, so after I think first third of the bowl, this special sweetness of this casein-like that leaves, and you're left with the tobacco, and that's not a bad news. So and you got this really nice tobacco note, so nice Virginia note, the Kentucky slightly in the back, but doesn't really hit you. Well, it's not too strong when it comes to the Kentucky, so it's nice tobacco. It's good tobacco. Yeah, I think it's, so when it comes to those McBaron roll flakes, and I wanna give it a, I want to describe that. So I would like to say it's a little bit Stockton-like, but it hasn't the full sweetness of the Stockton. It's a little bit, it's more on the dry side compared to the Stockton, especially compared to the Dark Twist. So it is a little bit more grassy, citrus grassy than the Stockton, and it tends a little bit on the Virginia side. So I think that's how I would describe it. Good tobacco, special edition, nice tin, 23 euros. So that's a decision you have to make on your own. So I think it's worth a shot. Yeah, price around 23, I think. Oh, there's no price here on this tin, and I already gave it away. Package. So yeah, that's mainly about the tobacco. So what's going on the football, on our football day? So I already showed you the beginning of that. During the day, when the teams arrive, when those fans arrive, and those fans are really dangerous fans, so not all of them, but you don't know exactly about them. So just in case they have to be covered by police. So they're going to be transported in buses directly to the stadium, and police is following them. They make sure that they're not breaking out of the bus and doing something that we don't want to see in the city. So, and then the match begins, and many streets are just blocked. Can't go there. Just whole area around the stadium is blocked, because here police has need for the space, or they want to have that backup there and so on. Yeah. And of course for the parking spaces and so on, and all the buses they have to use the main street and so on. There's a lot of stuff going on. My idea was, yeah, I can talk about that, but perhaps it's easier if I just show you. And so I did another footage. You can watch that. Yeah, if you want. Well, okay guys, now we're gonna pass by the Weser Stadium. Be careful, so take the camera covered. Let's see how that goes. this fence here, just to avoid that. Well, those fans from each other's sides. They're gonna use this ground to hit each other. You see all these buses here. They're just here to guard the dangerous fans directly to the station. Yeah, well, covered by police, of course. You see that on the right here. So we're right here at the Visa Stadium now. So, police with dogs. Trying to cross the road here. A whole quarter of town is kind of war zone here. So on every small street, police are just getting their forces here, just in standby. So we're just trying to get a little bit away from that. So it's not that dangerous right now in this moment. Because the game is still on. Let me just turn that. So yeah, but as soon as the game is over, well, then the dangerous part really begins, because all the fans coming out, they're just trying to hit each other. So yeah, perhaps you got an image of what's going on when there's football here in Bremen. Yeah, that was that was an adventurous ride and a bumpy ride too. So I hope you enjoy that. Well, I did. I did. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think I've ever been that close to the stadium during a match. I just did it for the footage. I think that's a good thing about the YWC on the channel. If you do a channel, I don't know, during the last 2 years, I don't know, I've seen sites and places I've never seen before, just because I want to show that. I don't know, perhaps if you're a presenter, you may understand. Yeah. That's mainly it, guys, for the day. By the way, it's still pretty cold. So, I don't know, I'm gonna cut that now, I think. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little bit. Perhaps you may give the Peterson a shot. So, good tobacco. Let's see if we're gonna see that fellow again in 2 or 3 years, maybe, or perhaps even sooner, under a new name. I'm gonna watch out for that, be sure. Perhaps you enjoy some sports, a football match perhaps, or soccer, or whatever you like. Yeah, and take good care, be safe, and perhaps see you again.